Welcome to AIRLINE Evolution. In this series, I will be taking on different contracts and doing different flights to evolve my aircraft and airline to become better than the rest of them. Eventually, I will become the top airline. You all will be helping me in the chat, as I will be live streaming these. In the comments of these videos, you'll be able to create different routes and contracts for me to be able to complete. There are tasks for me to complete in each flight. If I complete them, I will get promoted to bigger and better aircraft. But if I don't, I will get demoted. This is AIRLINE Evolution.
Hello! We are now doing episode 2 of AIRLINE Evolution. So if you watch the uncut version of my A220 video, you may have gotten a hint about this episode. Today, we are starting where we ended last time, which is Birmingham. As you can see, I have been promoted. The team decided to promote me anyways, as a kind gesture, because they have flown this MD-82, no, 92, 95. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, they've flown it, and they know that it's quite difficult to land, so they decided to give me the clear and give me the 737 MAX. Today, I'm actually going to an airport that I have been to in real life. In fact, I went there 3 days ago on Monday. Manchester Airport. So we're starting off at 2 airports that I've been to. We're starting off with Birmingham. I've been here in real life, and we're ending off at Manchester, which I went there 3 days ago. The task is to tell you guys how my trip went, what I saw, how cool it was, and if anything crazy happened. Which I can tell you something, it was awesome. So, yeah, I'm just gonna start the plane up, and I will talk about my trip on the way. So, yesterday, well, and by yesterday, I mean the day of the trip, I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, because we had to hop on a train from Wolverhampton train station to Manchester Piccadilly. And that whole train ride took an hour and 20 minutes. It was a bit boring, but we did get some snacks from Sainsbury's before we actually got on the train, because, you know, just to take off the bit of the munchies. Let me just turn on the fuel pumps here real quick as well. Let's get this plane started. I should turn on the AP master. There we go. Yeah, we waited for about 20 minutes for the train initially. About 10-15 minutes for the train to actually pull into the train station. We got on, everything went normal, perfectly fine. It was nothing that crazy. It wasn't really that eventful. We got on another train to get to Manchester Piccadilly in general. Well, I mean to Manchester Airport in general, because once you get to Piccadilly, you have to get on another train, which takes about another 20 minutes or so to actually get to the airport. And if you've never been there, it is insane. It is an incredible place. It is actually incredible. I have never been to a massive airport like that, so I saw it and was just like, holy crap, this place looks like something out of a sci-fi film. Which, airports really do look like something out of a sci-fi film. Like, they look so futuristic. They're really cool. They really don't really look like something that you would see on an everyday basis unless you live really close to an airport. Now, after we actually like spent about 30 minutes walking, or like 20 minutes walking, we finally got to the pub at the end of one of the runways. So basically, if you look on like Google Maps or something, you'll notice that there's like a pub, or like a building at the end of one of the runways, and that's accessible to all of like the pedestrians and people who just want to chill out. Now, I was even a little play area. I had some fun, messed around. I even made a friend known as Toby. Shout out to him. If he has a YouTube channel, I will link it down in the YouTube video's description. Although I do not know if he does, but yeah, I made a friend. We both like aviation, which is awesome. Yeah, the main thing though is I came to see the aircraft. I came to see aircraft. I want to make sure my sound options. Cockpit warnings, environment, aircraft engines. Turn them down a bit more. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, as we were just playing around, we bought some snacks and whatnot. Once we, you know, I should probably tell you what I had when I brought my snack, for like the snacks I brought. So, I had a family pack of Doritos, tangy cheese. I don't normally have Doritos. It was like a special occasion, so I thought, you know what, I'll get some nice old Doritos. Oh, I still got reversed this one. I also had a bottle of cherry Pepsi, because I like that stuff. I would have probably gone a milkshake like I've got right now. But I just went for the Pepsi. Because I could. Now, it was pretty chill there as we were plane spotting. I saw multiple 757s, I saw multiple 737s, 737 Maxes, A320s, A321s, even some E-jets, like some of the private Embraers, like the ones that look like CRJs, like the CRJ 200 and whatnot. Planes a lot like that. And I also saw a couple Embraer E170s, probably E190s as well. Now, the biggest thing there, well, there was actually two very big planes there. There was an A350 1000. There was the A380 from Emirates, and there was also, I think, two 787s. I think, yeah, there was two 787s. I saw a lot of airlines. There were even some pure white 737-800s coming in too, and that was pretty cool. I'd never really seen that before, so I should probably put the flaps down. Actually, let's put the flaps down a bit more. Okay, actually no, we're good. Right, hold on. Before we don't need much. Goodness me, we don't need much payload. We don't really need much fuel either. We'll have like 20% and we'll have a bit of payload. You know what? Just to make sure we'll have 30%. There we go. Yeah. There's actually a few very smooth landings at Manchester, which was quite shocking. Like, there were some very smooth landings at Manchester. There were some shockingly smooth landings. It was crazy. Aside from that, though, we have just taken off. Let's go ahead and put the landing gear in. Let's go and put the flaps up. And we will be on our way to Manchester Airport. Now, this is just a little bit more of a quick flight. Not meant to be, like, insanely long or anything. Just a nice, fun little flight to do. Okay, I need to be flying flight heading 341. Now, another thing I want to do is I actually want to land on the exact same runways, on the exact same runway as they were landing at in real life, which was 23 right. At least that's what it is in the simulator, which I'm assuming is how it is in real life. So I do want to land on the exact same runways too, just to make it a little bit more even closer to real life and what it would have been like for me. The pub in the simulator is not as good as it is in real life. Speaking of real life again, continuing on with the plane spotting and whatnot. After about 4 hours or so, 4 or 5 hours or so, probably close to 3 or 4. But yeah, after about 3 or 4 hours, maybe probably 4.5 hours, we decided to go back home. My friend and his family had already gone home. At the time, I was eating a delicious chicken burger, which at the time I wanted mayo on it, but at the time I didn't realise that you had to put the mayo on yourself. So I literally was just like, wait a minute, why is there multiple packets of mayo over there? And it was just, my mum was just like, oh yeah, you have to put it on yourself. And I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. I guess it's customization, I guess. After that, though, is where the pain started to set in. You're probably wondering, Zuben, what's pain? The thing is that day just so happened to be the day where tree branches started to intersect with the train lines, like the electric lines above the tracks. And it just so happened that closed down the entirety of the Manchester Airport train station. We sat on board the train for about an hour waiting for it to go, until we were told that all the trains were cancelled and we would have to hop on the tram. I was bummed to the point of no return. I had been sat on that train, my ass glued to the train. I had been wanting that train to move. And it just straight up didn't move. So we got on the tram, and it was one of the most painful experiences of my life. I sat on that tram for what felt like an eternity. Now, I've left this detail out because, you know, but my legs were aching so much because of all the walking and whatnot. Because I'd been my whole body was aching practically. So I was really just not for it at the time. I was just not for it. In fact, my body hurt more when I was sitting my ass down on the chair compared to how I was walking. So after about what felt like 7 centuries of being on that tram, we finally got to Victoria train station. Because after that, I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to recount, the whole thing in my brain. It was it was a lot to take in. But yeah, at the time, we had to, like, the whole route was get on the tram, ride for what feels like 7 hours to Victoria train station, then get on another tram all the way to Piccadilly. But thank the heavens that I did not have to go on another tram, because guess what? I instead had to go on a bus. And let me tell you, I love buses. I am so much happier. I was so happy to be on a bus. Like, I don't think I'd ever been happy to be on a bus in my life. Also, don't ask me what I'm doing with the rolling and whatnot. I'm trying to get it to be aligned with the thing. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to fly heading 1341. Doesn't really matter if I'm not perfectly aligned with it. So yeah, we got on the bus, and fun thing is that it was free. The ride was free because it was like a Manchester City tour bus. Yeah, we were in Manchester City. That place felt like a whole nother country. I had never been there in my life, and it was probably the most outlandish experience I've ever had in my life. In the end, though, it ended up as being a pretty okay bus ride. It was pretty fast. It was way faster than the damn tram. Oh my god, bro. It was so much faster than the tram. Also, I think you can see Manchester Airport already. You can see it already. So, yeah. Yeah, after about, what, like 20 minutes? 25 minutes? We got to Piccadilly. Now, the time for our train to depart was about half an hour after we got there. So, because we had some time to kill, we went to yet another Sainsbury's and got some more food. Because, of course, I hadn't had my sandwich. Now, at the time, I was looking for tuna and sweet corn because I love my tuna and sweet corn sandwiches. But they didn't have any. So, I was just like, you know what? Chicken and bacon with mayo sounds pretty nice. So I'm going to have that with a pack of cookies. And that's when I remembered, we'll get to that actually in a bit. So, we bought all the stuff. I still had my drink, I think. We got on the train that was going to depart about 10 minutes after we boarded it. And we started just munching. And, goddamn. That chicken and mayo sandwich was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. It was glorious. That sandwich was glorious. And as you can see, I think I can see the runways over there already. I'm close to VFR map now. So, I've just realised how incredibly short this is. Like, this has been incredibly short. This has actually been really short of a flight. And I'm still not done with the story, which is crazy. So, yeah. Now, my entire body was still aching on the train, particularly my legs and feet area. In agonizing pain, or at least that's how it felt to me. It was hell. Like, it was genuine hell. I thought, like, on the tram, I legitimately thought, like, am I in hell right now? Like, I legitimately thought, am I in hell? Because this feels like hell. No, I was not in hell. I was just on a ridiculously slow tram at the time. Yeah, okay, I can see the runways. So, we're gonna quickly starts the process of landing, which is going to be a little bit of a skill issue probably, but hopefully not. Now, yeah, you can see the runways and everything down there. You can see it all, so it's not like they just don't exist and they're really hard to see. They do exist and they are there. Now, this is a little bit of an unconventional approach, I will say. But yeah, after sitting on that train for about another hour and 20 minutes, we made it back to Wolverhampton train station. And on God, I was so happy to be back. I was genuinely so happy to be back home at the time. I was so happy. So, we walked out, got a taxi back home. And I immediately, like practically immediately, got in the house, ripped my shoes off. Holy shish. The sensation of my skin being able to breathe was insane. I'm going too into detail, aren't I? But anyways, yeah, basically, in the end, it was probably one of the best trips of my life, apart from the pain part. If we just ignore that, it was an epic trip, and I would do anything to do it again. Because it was genuinely one of the best trips I think I've ever had. It was so much fun. So yeah, it was genuinely really fun. Also, another thing is that, yeah, like that day, I had travelled officially on every single kind of transport. Like, basically, period. Like, I travelled on, like, basically every form of transport. I'd gone on train, I'd gone in car, I'd gone in a tram, and I'd gone on a bus. And technically, if you count walking as a mode of transport, technically 5 different modes of transport we used that day. Which is insane. Now, landing lights. Alright, boys. Get your seatbelts on. Get your seatbelts on because we're coming in for a landing. Alright, the spoilers are officially armed, although I am going to bring them. Holy! Did you see how fast they came out? My God. I will say this is a bit of a janky approach. Actually, it's a bit more than jank, but we will roll with it.
2,500.
Now, I also, after we got off the train at Manchester train station, or Manchester Airport train station, I could literally see the planes being parked. The planes were parked, and it was so cool to see. Genuinely, it was so cool to see. Right, let's not die now. I swear to God, if we die now. But yeah, so as I said, the task was to tell you the story of the trip, and I did it before we landed. So I will count that as a promotion. Now, what aircraft will I get promoted to? You may be asking. I will be getting promoted to the Airbus A220-300. Yep, I'm sadly gonna have to say goodbye to the 737 Max. By the way, there's the pub to our right. Now let's try and make this good. Let's try and make this good.
40. 30.
Come on. Let's impress my original self.
10.
What just happened? For some reason, the landing rate didn't pop up. Hold on, let's just do a full stop real quick. Landing rate? What just happened? I did a landing so good that the landing rate didn't even pop up. Okay. Well, yeah. By the way, I did see a lot of Ryanairs, so this livery is actually realistic. This is an actually genuinely realistic livery that you would see at Manchester Airport, at the pub, or just like in general if you were to go there. Now, the 737 MAX, I mean, there's just a spot in my heart for this plane. There's just something about flying this plane that just hits different. Something about flying this plane just hits different, and I don't know what it is. But something about it just hits different. I don't know, maybe it's the cockpit, maybe it's just like the way things are, but something about it just hits different. Just in general hits different. And I can't explain it. The MSFS 2024 737 MAX though, I'm going to be flying that quite a bit probably. But I probably will still have this one downloaded just because this is probably going to have a couple of liveries and probably just for nostalgia purposes. That's if they are even compatible. That's if this even gets brought to MSFS 2024. I hope it is. Because people would probably port this over anyways, just to fly for nostalgia purposes. If I had the ability to do that, I would. If I had the ability to port over the Project Megapack A330 over to console, I would absolutely do so. Like, we need a petition to bring like 90% of freeware on FSTO to Xbox, because there would be so many review videos. My channel would literally blow up from all the review videos. But yeah, here we are. Here we are. Everyone, we have officially made it to Manchester Airport in less than 30 minutes. We have made it in less than 30 minutes. Which is just crazy. Now honestly, just for the fun of it, I may do more 737 MAX flights, because like this plane just hits different for some reason. Like this plane just hits different. The cabin has a few problems, but when you look at it like this, there's no problems in my opinion. This plane it just works. It just fits. It just hits different. Anyways, promotion. Yes, I have successfully completed promotion. Okay, I don't know what's going on. The engines are starting again. Stop. 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 What's going on? There we go. And there we go. We are officially cold, and what the hell's going on? What the hell just happened there? Yeah, we are officially cold and dark. Turn landing lights off. Lights. Yes. So, yeah, 737 MAX Birmingham to Manchester. I genuinely hope to come back to Manchester Airport again. This has been episode 2 of Airline Evolution. The YouTube video, I think I might call it American Routes, because we were flying an American aircraft. Next might be called European Branches. We might be doing this like a tree. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video / stream, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.